Warning, warning! Two idiots are reading the SCP files over the intercom. Please wait for more instructions.
Hello and welcome back to Discovering SCP. I'm Tanhony, and this was Darnell.
And it was Darnell, but now I'm Jermaine. Hello.
Like all caps Jermaine?
Yeah, all caps Jermaine, like Dio in the season 3. Season
We're
3,
back.
fucking part 3.
It's been almost 6
yes.
weeks since the last episode. We've had a bit of a hiatus. I don't know why I'm lying about this.
Yeah, that's not true at all, actually, and you're a freaking liar.
I'm just gaslighting the viewers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually,
That's the
continue
authentic...
on.
It's the authentic fucking Discovering SCP experience as being gaslit by Tanhony.
Right. What was... Oh, there was something I wanted you to bring up again that I forgot.
Wait, what?
I don't remember. Never mind. We've been watching a new series together, have we not?
Yeah, we've been watching some Bungo Stray Dogs.
Yeah, and it's pretty good.
I would recommend it.
It's got a lot of drip, and... Oh, that's what I wanted you to talk about. You mentioned, Tan, something about like how it's sort of like a period piece, even though it's not.
Yeah, it gives me the period piece vibe, but it's just not. I don't know why.
It's very good. If you guys are looking for a new anime and want to talk about it with us, go watch that. Don't spoil us on anything, I swear to God, or I will block you and ban you and rain hell upon you. But
I like how we haven't
what we're
even
watching
said
right now.
anything about what Bungo Stray Dogs is about. It's like, go watch it.
Oh, Bungo Stray... It's hard to explain. That's the thing with anime. I feel like
It's
anytime you
about
try to
the
explain the story, it goes
supernatural detective
bad.
agency in a world where people have powers.
Yeah. Exactly. And
It's
there's
it's
like
a-
mafia, and they
it's
solve
like a mafia
crimes.
story.
And people die all the... It's literally like Detroit.
It's absurd. It's absurd.
There's an absurd amount of crime. Anyway, how many SCPs do we have today?
We have one SCP. I'm not going to bait you anymore.
What did I ask for last time, Tanhony?
I'm sure you had requests, but your desires are meaningless to me.
Well, in that case, at the very least,
Hold
a
up.
bunch of people in the comments last week mentioned that you introduced me to the Cactus Verse.
Yes, we did it in that episode. But
And they're wondering... Okay, so we're not continuing that.
Not for this episode, no. Sorry, everyone, you can skip this episode. This one's going to be a bit shit.
Don't skip it,
No,
actually.
no.
This is actually going to be the best episode. Calling it now.
It's going to be a cult classic.
Yeah. Well, that's the title of the episode, is Cult Classic.
Sure.
So, why don't you link me that SCP?
Sure, this is SCP-5175. We're finally actually in Series 6.
That's crazy. Yo, that's crazy.
And this one is called Death Knife by J. Dune.
Oh, hell yes.
And Death Knife is in all
That is
caps.
That's one funky looking knife that's like half sheet. Look how curvy it
That's
is.
Death Knife.
Why even
All
have
caps.
that little tiny tip on it?
It's Death Knife.
The knife can't go like that, otherwise how would you get it through the sheet?
It's fancy.
Anyway, who's this written by?
This is by J. Dune.
Alright, well I'm gonna check just to make sure you're not... Okay, it is definitely by J.
Look at the effort put into the formatting. I couldn't possibly have written this.
Yeah, you're right. If it was a Tanhony one, it would have been like plain format, no image.
No frills.
No containment procedures. It would have been like a sentence about a feeding chart. Alright, but yeah, let's get started.
So, item number 5175. Containment class, Soph A. Disruption class, Kennek. Risk class, Danger. And we've got the nice picture of SCP-5175. It's been assigned
it's a
to
little
provisional
light
site
thing.
blank. The site director is R. Joseph Barrow. Research head J. Thomas Dune. Hey, you put yourself in your article!
I've noticed, like, I guess I didn't notice as much because there's, like, the big doctors that are in a million articles, but I like, every wiki author kind of puts themselves in, huh?
I don't. Well, I did. Actually, I did, but I'm weird because I have two different guys who are me.
That's like, next level narcissism.
That's on
It's like
brand.
you need two separate characters. For
Two
the
containers,
Two
like,
sides
you know.
of you.
One isn't enough. And assigned task force is Damien's Angels.
Oh, hell yes!
We've got an image here. Why don't you look at the caption of the image?
Yeah, it says person of interest 3445 upon initial interview session. Note the subject's backup knife, and it looks like an edgy hooded figure with like a steak knife pointed down at the table. This could be a Mori in real life. I'm not sure.
Well, let's find out. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-5175 is contained in Anomalous Item Locker 5175, located at Area 179. Due to the symbiotic relationship between the SCP and POI-3445, as well as the beneficial nature of the anomaly, the POI has been integrated into the Foundation's internal command structure. Mobile Task Force 5, Damien's Angels, has been created to assist POI-3445 in their missions under the auspices of Project Secret Shopper. Upon authorization by Mobile Task Force Lieutenant Samuel D'Angelo, POI-3445 is retrieved SCP-5175 for the purposes of carrying out missions assigned to them.
Oh, so this is sort of like what they had going on with Iris and like their whole Able and all that. It's like they've cut. You know what? I actually like that because I feel like, and again, I'm not saying there's anything bad about this, but every series they kind of like have their own sort of meta or like story beats or not. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
like
I get what you mean.
Themes, and it feels like. And that's not a good or a bad thing, but people have strayed away from that since the early series, I think. So it's really cool to like see that again pop
Everything
up. So,
that becomes
so
cringe
later on.
eventually becomes based again.
Yeah. Well, everything that's cringe is based, and everything that's based is slightly less based.
Okay. Well, what do you think this might be then?
I think it's based on the name Death Knife and like the chuny vibes I'm getting. I'm gonna assume it's something like a knife that if it even like scratches you, you die. And they use this guy to like kill SCPs that go astray that can't be contained or something.
Description: SCP-5175 is an ornate knife of Moroccan design and unknown origin. It displays no anomalous abilities when handled by an individual who is not symbiotically bound to the object. The criteria by which the SCP becomes bound to a user is apparently under the discretion and personal favour of -1. Presently, the POI is the only individual capable of handling the SCP in a way that manifests its anomalous properties.
So it's sort of like He-Man or She-Ra.
Yeah. When handled by its host, the SCP is capable of removing any form of life from baseline reality upon laceration. This effect has proven to be applicable to incorporeal beings who would otherwise have no physical presence. That's fucking cool.
That's cool.
Upon piercing a target, a black mist will begin to emanate from the object. This mist will envelop the target, causing them to disappear. According to unverifiable information provided by -1 and POI-3445, victims of the SCP are transported to an unknown extra-dimensional space that has been colloquially referred to as the Realm of Unsaved Souls, Land of the Forsaken Suffering, and, oh god, Kanashi
Ringo no Akro no Ryokai.
Roughly translates to Demon Realm for bad apples.
Yo, this is chuny. I love this article already. Death Knife top 3 already.
-1 is a being that claims to be the consciousness of Kurotankin Hanzo, a Japanese samurai who, according to the entity, was born in 1800 and served as support to
I looked up that name and I'm only finding it on SCPs, so I don't think that's a real guy.
And served as a supporter of the Imperial Court in the Boshin War.
Actually, I looked it up and the first image was fucking Hanzo from Overwatch.
And that Boshin War, that's sometimes referred to as the Japanese Civil War. The conflict lasted from 1868 to 1869 and was fought between the Tokugawa shogunates and those intended to restore power to the Imperial Court. When the SCP is handled by its host, -1 will manifest itself as an animate, ethereal figure that hovers above or near the subject.
Oh no! No!
Don't! We refer to
Don't tell me! Don't tell me this motherfucker is a stand! Don't tell me this is just Anubis from part 3.
-1's physical appearance is that of a human skeleton wearing a suit of black and purple Domaru armour. -1's silhouette constantly emanates black mist, similar to the vapour produced by the object itself. -1 is capable of communicating with its host regardless of apparent language barriers. Likewise, a host is capable of comprehension of -1's speech despite being spoken in 19th century Japanese. -1 is capable of interacting with physical objects. POI-3445 is Damien Lawrence Woodcock, a resident
Nice.
a resident of Scranton, Pennsylvania. The person of interest was a security officer who had been employed for 8 years at the Marketplace in Steamtown, a shopping mall in Scranton. The POI exhibits no anomalous characteristics, but is considered integral to the containment and handling of the SCP, due to being the only individual -1 agrees to work with.
Please make this whole SCP a show or a movie. Someone.
The person of interest has been integrated as a Foundation employee as part of Project Secret Shopper, and currently operates as a specialised Foundation agent. See addenda for further detail. We have quite a few addenda.
I can't wait to hear about the origin story. What'd you say, Popcorn?
We have quite a few addenda here, I was just saying.
Oh, yeah. Let me know if you need me to take over for a bit.
Why don't you read the first addendum? It's a short one.
Sure. Addendum 5175.1, Discovery. According to Person of Interest 3445's personal accounts, 5175 was discovered on August 3rd, 2009 at Cutlery Collection, a storefront located at the marketplace that specializes in the sale of edged weapons. The person of interest reported hearing the voice of SCP-1 urging him to enter the store and purchase the object. Over a period of 2 months, the person of interest became familiar with handling 5175 through the construction of a training ground in the woods behind his parents' residence. As such, person of interest has attained cursory skill in knife combat. It is during this time period in which person of interest and -1 developed their relationship. Oh, the student and the sensei. On October 27th, 2009, isn't that close to your birthday?
Yeah.
When's your birthday, 25th?
12.
12th, my bad. Person of interest attempted to use 5175 and an fuck off an altercation with a shoplifter, resulting in the appearance of -1. While the event occurred in public, the low traffic. Imagine fucking there's a shoplifter and you pull a knife on them. Yeah. The low traffic of the shopping center resulted in only a handful of witnesses. Amnestics were administered as appropriate, and the person of interest was detained by local law enforcement before being brought into Foundation custody. Right, so
I want this guy to be sent against like another SCP, and like they have a stand as well.
That'd be so cool, dude. I would like to see him versus Abel. He's like, no one has defeated me before. He's like, my knife can cut through any soul. I would love an SCP fighting game, and like each character has the edgy one-liner they say when they walk into the fight.
I say I have to show you something after this episode, then. But let's get on to the interview log. Who do you want to be? Do you want to?
I want to be the person of interest so bad.
I will be the Dr. Shredder then.
Awesome.
Date 2009, 10/27. You look a little tense, Mr. Woodcock. There's a cooler out back if you need a water or something. I understand this is a lot to take in at once.
This is some Men in Black shit. Please, all I'm asking is for an easy hearing. I can't do mind games. I can't do another interrogation.
Mind if I call you Damien? Damien, we're not here to arrest you. That already happened. And you're clean, at least with the law. We just want to ask you some questions.
Did you call my parents?
No, we didn't call your parents. Besides, he limps his hands over.
Okay. I guess you want to know about Death Knife, right? I'm assuming the Ghost Knife is why the Men in Black would kidnap me. You want the Kai version or the Z version? Oh my god! What? He's a weeb! Yes! I love this character! Thank you, J. Dune. Short or long? It's a reference, God!
Yeah, references aren't my strong suit. From the beginning, please, take as much time as you need.
Alright, so I'm a mall security guard. Have been for the past 8 years. I've always had an interest in, like, weapons and stuff. I have my uncle's katana hanging over my bed, and I do pretty cool knife tricks sometimes. Watch this.
He brandishes an ordinary kitchen knife from his sweater pocket and stabs it into the table. Where the hell did you get that? I thought they frisked you.
Backup knife. I always keep it on me. I can make it balance on any surface.
He removes his hand from the knife. It stands upright. Can you just continue the story?
Anyway, yeah, I like weapons and stuff. What's that other SCP we read? Like Dark Steel, or what was his name?
Yeah, a Darkblade.
I want to see these two team up. There's this really cool store at the mall called Cutlery Collection. I make sure to check every shipment they get in if they have anything I want. I was doing that and I saw this sick Japanese knife, Tanto knife. I heard this voice in my head telling me I had the resolve of a warrior and that I had to buy it. I freaked out really bad, but it was so badass. Like something out of the first chapter of a manga. That's Japanese for...
I'm aware, Damien.
Oh, what have you read?
No, please continue.
I love this character. Alright, so I bought it. When I got home, the voice told me to grip the knife in a certain way. Like this.
He picks up the knife from the table and gestures using it.
And then this fucking metal skeleton guy wearing shinobi armor came out. If you've ever seen JoJo, he's kinda like a stand. He told me his name was Hanzo and he was an ancient samurai ghost. He said he chose me as a host because of my insatiable bloodlust, knowledge of his culture, military background, and years of combat experience. It was so gosh darn cool.
Your service record says that you went AWOL 1 month into basic training.
You can learn a lot in a month.
years of combat experience?
Well, I eventually figured out he was talking about how good I am at certain video games. Like, you ever hear of Assassin's Creed? I learned a lot of street tactics from that. I've also done Legendary on Halo 3 4 times. I showed him my skills for a week straight, just playing games and watching anime together. He thought it was magic and that I was fighting in other worlds or something. I kinda just let him think that, because it was kinda badass.
Can you elaborate more on this entity?
Hanzo's like 800 years old or something.
He's 200 years old.
After he was confident enough that I was a suitable host, he told me his tragic backstory. A witch woman from a foreign land came to Japan a long time ago and started blowing shit up with her magic. So Hanzo and a bunch of his ninja students had to fight her, but she killed them all. Hanzo felt so guilty that he begged her to kill him on the spot. Instead, she sealed his soul to her cursed blade and locked it away in a chest. Things move over the years, blah blah blah, and eventually Death Knife ends up in the mall I work at.
I'm assuming Death Knife is the name of the blade?
I came up with it myself. It's spelled in all caps, so put that on your clipboard. I call it that because the blade completely kills anything it touches completely.
And let me clarify, you haven't used the object prior to today's incident, right?
Hanzo told me what it would do, but no, I never used it before today. He said that whoever's pierced by the blade is sent to the land of the Forsaken Suffering, like the Shadow Realm from the Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a forsaken dimension of shadows and suffering! If his blade doesn't relinquish 1 million lives to the realm of unsaved souls, he'll never be free from his metal prison. He needed my help to do that, and to reclaim his honor by teaching a student once again.
And how did you feel about this?
I thought it was a badass backstory and all, but it was way too much for me. 1 million souls is a lot of souls, and I genuinely don't have the time to do all that. I tried to tell him I could, teach him to be good at Space Hulk instead, but he was insistent on training me. I think it was to make up for the students he failed hundreds of years ago.
And you accepted the entity's training?
We talk about this more tomorrow. I'm really tired.
Sure, Damien. My team's going to run some tests on the object anyways. We'll pick up where we left off in the morning.
Can I have my phone back?
He puts his hand up to his ear, pressing his communication device. I'm afraid not. Ang, we're done. You can put away the Class Bs. We won't need them.
I have to get a daily login bonus. Can I have it back for a second?
He gets up from his seat. We're done for the night. Hand over the backup knife on the way out.
His login bonus! Dude, he's got a roll! This is
believe
fucked
it.
up. He'll never finish the event in time.
Researcher's note. Subject demonstrated an almost unheard of level of acceptance and confidence despite being an ordinary citizen in an anomalous situation. I'm not sure whether to attribute it to stupidity or legitimate fortitude. Still, there's a slight issue. Considering the POI was in possession of the SCP for a period of over 2 months, as well as corresponding with -1 during that time, regular amnestics aren't going to work here. Subject is currently being detained in cell 2C07 until a specialized amnestic treatment can be agreed upon. Interviews continue tomorrow. Perhaps consideration for a D-class position? Dr. Trenton.
Ooh. Hell
No,
yes.
that's not ooh. D-class is not ooh.
Oh, wait, never mind. That is not ooh.
We're considering making you a D-class. Ooh.
Well, no, but it mentioned in the beginning he was on, the team, so that's what I was thinking. They were going to put him on the squad. I got confused.
Next interview. Oh, but with this time... Oh, God, no. 200,
No!
1028. Dr. Trenton
Wait,
enters the
hold
room.
on. Hold on, I don't want to do this, please.
You have to, you already decided. Dr. Trenton enters the room with the PO beam waiting and takes a seat. Say it.
Oh, yo, Trenton-san.
Morning, Damien.
That bed sucked.
I'm very sorry about that. We ran some tests on the object last.
On Death Knife.
Yeah, on the knife. For whatever reason, we're unable to trigger its anomalous properties. It's just an ordinary blade.
Duh, you can't do anything with it. Hanzo only comes out when I use it. That's why I'm the host. I thought you guys were supposed to be smart.
We figured that out. I was just informing you that, depending on approval from the research head, you might have to undergo testing.
Like dangerous testing? Don't I have to sign something for that?
Not here. It won't be anything too bad. Using the object on animal subjects, allowing us to speak with the entity. Don't worry about it for now. Want to pick up from last night?
Oh, right, I was talking about how Hanzo wanted to train me. I tried distracting him with more games, because technically I was training competitively, but he started getting super serious. Hanzo only activates when I wield Death Knife, so I threw it in the back of my closet and left it there for a week.
Was this out of fear or apathy?
I just didn't have time to train. It was cool he chose me and all, but I already have... I mean, I don't know. I know how to use a weapon. If the situation called for it, I could disarm a man.
Excuse me. What drew you back to the object?
I was leaving work one day and Wait, haven't I told you... I haven't told you about Emily yet. She works at Auntie Anne's, the pretzel place. Oh, shout out to Auntie Anne's. That place is... You wouldn't know because you're British, but that place is like the bomb and the only reason to go to malls at all. So... She's this really hot goth girl. Oh, hell yes. More Lydia Dietz than one of those pathetic Ramona Flowers pastel scene kids. Dude, this guy's based. Like, she listens to The Cure instead of some shitty pop-punk garbage like post-American Idiot Green Day. You know what I mean?
No.
Alright, well, I've been trying to talk to her for years now. That's beside the point. I was leaving work and I saw some dude breaking into Emily's car. I went for death knife, but I was like, shit, it's at home. It didn't matter, though, because I immediately rushed him and started beating the shit out of him. Like, when I get mad, I lose all composure and see red, man. I see red.
You stopped car theft?
I didn't actually stop him. Like, he took some stuff, but I went crazy for a second. He lost 3 teeth and there was blood everywhere. Emily was so thankful. After that, I realized I needed to start training. I had this awesome gift in my hands and I was letting it go to waste.
Let me stop you. You learned how to handle a knife because you successfully stopped a robbery?
I beat the guy up. I realized I could reach my full potential if I became Hanzo's student.
Are you sure that's what happens? This is a judgment-free zone, Damien.
Yeah.
Carry on.
There's a lot of bad people in this world, and I realized I could do some good with this thing. I apologized to Hanzo for leaving him in my closet, and he took it pretty well. As punishment, he said he was going to be relentless in my training, but he was glad I agreed. At first, we were in the woods behind my house, but I got my dad to help build specialized training devices. Soon I had the whole place loaded with traps, test dummies, and targets.
Your parents, do they know about the entity?
Obviously not. What's the point in having a secret ability if it's not a secret? I told you I'm going for the full experience here.
Right, I forgot.
Over the next couple weeks, Hanzo put me through the ringer. He's a bit of an asshole, and I disagree with a lot of his teaching methods, but he's improved my ability to fight tenfold, which is impressive considering my natural aggression. I was decent before with a knife, but now I can do some serious damage. If you give me the other knife back, I can
No can do. What type of training did you perform with Hanzo?
How to throw, basic fighting stances, doing backflips by having him lift me up. I'm pretty much combat ready at this point. You know what happens next. I catch a shoplifter, Hanzo does his thing, and then I'm arrested.
What was going through your head there? What was the best possible way that scenario could have played out?
I was trying to impress Emily. I made sure to get him right in front of Annie Ann's. Then I remembered it was Tuesday and she was off. I don't know, I just really wanted to do something good for once. I've been working there for 8 years. There's a whole mall out there to protect, and I've never done that once.
Interesting. Well, my request to reintroduce the object to you should be approved by tomorrow. Would you believe me if I said this wasn't my first time interviewing an 800-year-old samurai?
Seriously?
No, but I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for your time, Damien. Request approved. Testing with POI 3445 and -1 begins within the week.
I'm just gonna say it, Damien's based. I'm putting it out there.
Oh, darn.
That's all I have to say.
I'm still not to Trevin, so look at the next interview log.
Oh? Okay, so which one of us is gonna be -1?
Which, up to you.
I kind of think you'll be really good at it. You got that whole Chuny thing going on.
Okay.
And
2009, 11:06. Oh, you fucker. Sorry about the delay, Damien. Been busy the past week. The test earlier went well. Let's get the interview underway.
Fukodo to omo wa naide.
Loosely translates to "do not think unhappy." Yeah, I'm gonna hand you the object. You're able to act as translator?
Of course, our bond is like our bond is like steel folded 1,000 times, Doctor.
Right.
The funniest thing is, like, if you've ever seen Forged in Fire, folding steel is like a very scary process because it breaks half the time. It's so good.
Dr. Trenton hands the SCP to POI. The pupils dilate. -1 appears, hovering behind the POI. The entity begins speaking its local dialect as the POI translates. Oh, so POI is the one speaking there. Interesting.
No, I think it's you.
Extraneous dialogue detailing the translation process has been removed. Mr. Kurotanken? I understand I have been awoken for the purpose of questioning. Again, I thank you for returning me to my host. Excuse me talking to myself, fucking hell. Translated following the interview. Of course, I only have a few questions. Can you verify the account Damien gave about your soul being bound to the objects? Yes, I can. While most men I fought against in the war were of my own nation, the shogunate would make use of mercenaries from faraway lands, some of whom possessed unnatural abilities. An accursed girl who has apparently been lost to the ages sealed me away hundreds of years ago. Pay her no mind, I do not wish to speak of her, but know this. It is because of her curse that I am bound to the fulfillment of the land of forsaken suffering. If I do not relinquish 1,000,000 lives to the realm of unsaved souls, I can never leave my prison. This is why I must fight. This is why I require my host. Doctor, deactivate my pain inhibitors. And has Damien used the object in this way? How many souls has he claimed? 1 raccoon. I told him it was needlessly cruel, but Damien was insistent on seeing how it worked.
I didn't believe you! I said I was sorry!
Why, Damien? Why choose him over everyone else? Especially to the point where you refuse to cooperate with anyone else. Surely there are more capable fighters.
What does that mean? I fight perfectly fine!
I sensed Damien's thirst for blood the moment I inhabited the marketplace. His strong moral code, his experience with sorcery. I felt it all and I called to him. He is the vessel I require to navigate these uncertain waters.
Told you.
For a while I thought I had made a mistake. I may be blind in this new world, but I am not a fool. While your knowledge of the arts and cultures of my homeland and mastery of the commonplace magics impressed me, I slowly realized that your simulated games are exactly that. Games. What I interpreted as the heart of a warrior was instead of sheets of sorcery pulled over my head. I sensed something else, the desire to contribute something of worth to someone else's life. Death alone make not a samurai. This is why I stayed with you.
I mean, the games kind of helped me, and you even enjoyed them. You liked all the shows we watched, too.
That I did. Your conjuring of moving drawings that acted that they were players on a stage has provided with me with great insight and enjoyment. I'm assuming you're talking about cartoons. Dashwood brandishes the sword and points at Dr. Trenton. Trenton jumps back in shock. Whoa! Damien insists you refer to them as their proper name. Anime.
Hell yes, bro!
My apologies, Mr. Kurotankan. That still doesn't answer my question, because I have not reached that point yet. Damien's fighting spirit came from his resilience and fortitude during training. It was his drive to overcome his desires to constantly lounge and engage in games all day that has earned him respect. What I interpreted as fighting experience from his simulated magic was instead a deep-rooted drive to acclimate to a new environment. While Damien may not be a capable fighter by any means, he's an exceptional student and has the heart required to succeed as one.
Wow, thank you. That's probably the best compliment anyone's ever given me.
You have proven yourself above all else to be a worthy and honourable host, Damien Woodcock. I am glad to have chosen you.
This is actually sweet now. Aww.
Researcher's note. Interview continued for another half hour, mostly confirming the POI's claims about Dash 1 and gaining new information regarding the specifics of the object. Forwarding results to research head. There are a number of ways we can tackle this. Earlier testing of the object has proven POI's incompetence with a weapon, but what you have in mind doesn't exactly require much skill.
Alright, we have 2 more addendums to get through. Oh, you bitch. Okay. Addendum 5. Project Proposal, Secret Shopper. Project Proposal, Secret Shopper, Dr. J. Thomas Dune. Project Overview. Secret Shopper is an attempt to expand the research potential of 5175. As operating on human subjects is inhumane and resource-intensive, an alternative is proposed involving SCP Blank. The primary benefits of this project are the solution to a long-standing annoyance for our personnel, as well as an opportunity to test 5175 in an effective way. Of course, considering the nature of Dash 1, this would require employing Person of Interest 3445 as a specialized Foundation operative. I've already worked out the paperwork with recruitment. Person of Interest 3445 will not be assigned any tasks outside of their weekly operations under Project Secret Shopper, which exists solely to combat the excess of Blank-A. Lieutenant Samuel D'Angelo, in a proposed small-scale task force under the name of Damien's Angels, has agreed to oversee the person of interest in their assignments. Overall, this would be an extremely limited and controlled environment, so I'm assuming there's like an SCP that spawns like human-like things, and he's just going to keep cutting them down. I've attached a summarized file regarding SCP blank below. I believe my reasoning will become evident. SCP blank. Special containment procedures. All entrances to the SCP have been sealed. Research is currently underway to determine a method of -A extermination. Description. SCP blank is a building known as the Prism Center, a former shopping mall located in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. That's not even far from where he's from. SCP blank demonstrates zero anomalous properties beyond its ability to create SCP-A. Approximately 15-A instances are generated inside SCP blank daily. -A are hostile, ethereal figures resembling horned humanoid silhouettes, officially classified as Type Yod, Faustian class, Tartarian entity. What the fuck does that mean?
Demons.
Okay. SCP-A possess an anomalous resistance to nearly all types of weaponry typically used in the extermination of similar entities. There are no other discernible anomalous properties of -A, providing little incentive for further research. There is no current method of containment for these entities. Usual Faustian containment methods, such as occult weaponry, thaumaturgy, and theological invocation, have failed. Previously, SCP blank contains 27,375 -A instances. Oh, so he'll be able to get his 1 million souls eventually.
Well, it's like 15 a day, so...
Yeah, it'll be a long time. Actually, yeah, Damien will die long before that happens. Afterward, despite 5175's short testing window, I have reason to believe the object will be the solution to our problems regarding the rapid and unending creation of -A. There have been multiple incidents over the past 3 years involving attempted trespass into SCP blank. Blank has long been regarded as a location of low priority, but I disagree. Having this many entities with limited research potential endlessly spawning on one location is a ticking veil bomb waiting to explode. The sooner we're able to clean out the place, the better. Please consider Project Secret Shopper for approval. Notice from Area 179, Director Joseph R. Barrow. Approved. Proposal approved. Please forward all documentation to the appropriate parties. Damien, finally, do you think he'll finally impress Emily and get the girl?
I don't know how she'll know about this.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Damn.
Now that we've kidnapped Damien's love interest, he will never stop us demons.
Oh, God, alright. I'm popcorning it back to you for this last one.
Okay. Date 2009-12-25. Forward. Should that be forward? Never mind.
No.
Over 1 month
wait,
into
you might be right.
Over 1 month into the operation of Project Secret Shopper, POI has demonstrated capabilities far exceeding expectations. The change in combat ability from the first assignment to the latest is astounding.
Oh my god, he really is an anime protag. He's been improving over time.
The number of entities... Wow, that only happens in anime.
I know.
The number of entities residing inside SCP blank has decreased from 27,375 to approximately 14,000. I doubt that.
Holy shit! That's a lot of murder.
She's like Levi from Shingeki no Kyojin. Oh no, it's got me. Visual recordings of these weekly extermination missions are available upon request. The most recent operation, occurring on 2009-12-25, Christmas Day, has been transcribed below as a cumulative reperformance overview of the POI and the effectiveness of Project Secret Shopper.
So do you want to be Lieutenant D'Angelo?
Sure. 4 MTF operatives open the skylight entrance to the SCP. They begin to lower themselves to the ground using a pulley system. POI forgoes a rope and dives headfirst into the building, brandishing 5175. -1 materializes, holding the POI by the shoulders and cushioning his fall. He lands upright.
That's badass.
Directly in the center of one of the mall's water fountains. Several -A instances approach.
Prepare to be vanquished by death knife, bitches!
The POI runs up to an entity and pierces the being with 5175. The entity disappears. Another entity attempts to jump at the POI from behind, but is stopped by -1. The POI swiftly turns around and wounds the entity. Damien, watch your flank! 2 entities leap towards the POI in a swooping motion. The POI pisses both of them. The MDTF team begins to cover him, scouting the surrounding area for entities. The team moves into a food court area. The POI gestures for the team to slow down.
Halt! I'm familiar with this terrain.
Suddenly, a large -A instance bursts from behind the nearby salad bar. The POI performs a -1 assisted backflip, avoiding the small amount of debris. The POI reaches the ground and charges the entity. As he pierces the being with 5175, 4 entities drop from the ceiling.
Damn it, they're getting smarter!
An entity leaps onto the POI's back before disappearing, as the POI held 5175 backwards in anticipation of the attack.
A fitting end for demon scum. And for the rest of you?
He throws the 5175 into the air. Dash 1 catches the object and fires it from its palm like a projectile. The object pierces all three entities in succession, causing them each to disappear.
Kuchi no naka de ki no shinai buredo no watashi no aji.
Loosely translates to taste mine of the blade non-functional in your mouth. With the assistance of Dash 1, the POI vaults over a gate, rushing a large cache of entities in the distance. The POI disposes of them with ease. Researchers note.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mission continued uninterrupted for 3 more hours. Extraneous portions are available upon request. Number of Dash A instances exterminated during the 2009-12-25 assignment totals at 666, an intentionally consistent record with the POI.
That's getting a plus from me. A 12 out of 10. And J-Dune, please, if you hear about this, get in our Discord and hit us up. I would love to have you on the podcast. This is great. This was hilarious. That was a good read. What do you think, Jan?
I really like it, yeah. I was having trouble finding
I want to see the
articles
team
to
up
read for this
between
one.
him and Darkblade.
The
Those
second
two
I
have
saw
to
this
be
article,
together.
I knew we had to fucking read it on the podcast.
Oh, it's so good. So what was the thing you were going to show me after this? You said there was something you were going to show me.
Well, we actually are in need of filler, so I'll tell you now. You're mentioning an SCP fighting game. I want to tell you that one exists.
Nani?
You
gonna link it to me?
I think it's still like just a little thing in development still. It's
Can you
called
be Peanut?
I don't know. It's called SCP Cross Containment.
Oh fuck yes! It needs a more fighting game name like for Cross is an X and then it's dash containment and then some numbers.
I'll link you
Hold
to
on.
it.
Oh, there's a beta. Alright, let me click in this. Hold on, I'm opening it now, mid-recording. Oh wait, you have to download it. Fuck.
Well, yeah, it's a game, but I'm trying to get more information on like the characters and stuff. Oh, they've got 4666. They've got the fucking Yule Man as a character.
Oh hell yes! I'm looking up cross-containment characters. I see there's something on the wiki forum about it.
Mm-hmm. They've got Able.
It's made by a guy named High Caliber. I can't find anything about the characters.
I'm looking at the subreddit. Why the fuck is one of them? Why one of the new posts on the subreddit for it when your imposter is sus? Why can't I escape from my sins?
Oh wait, I think did they put your Among Us SCP in it?
No, so I just
I see Moon Warrior. I see Kane in here on an image.
Yeah,
the Google says there's 079 and 4446.
Yeah.
Or 4666.
Yeah. I'm watching 682 fight right now.
What link?
Oh, this looks fucking awesome. Can you?
Did
we have
they
to
put
describe
Bobble
what it's
in it?
in. I don't think so.
Okay, let me read this. Hold on. Or watch this rather. I'm opening it. Oh, I love the art style. Is that like cell shaded?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks
I don't know much
cel-shaded,
about
yeah.
art. Wait, who's he beating up? Shy Guy?
I'm not sure who that is.
I think it is Shy Guy. Oh my god, he has a fucking laser! This is kind of a bop. These designs are pretty cool.
Yeah. But I know it.
So he's like...
oh my god.
So it's hard to... Sorry, I just realized we're watching this and not describing it.
Yeah.
So basically, 682 is like juggling this like lanky shadow creature with his tail, and then he fires a beam at him, and it's pretty cool.
Look,
There's
they've
some
got like
bitchin' music in the background.
They've got Peanut as like a training dummy thing.
Do they have any of yours in this game?
I don't think so. I don't know enough about it to really say, but I don't think so.
Alright, we should download it later and try playing it. Maybe we could do an episode for that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't know how far along it is, or if you can download it yet, but...
Yeah, well, there was a download on the thing you sent me, remember?
Oh, yeah. But, we've wasted enough time. Let's get to the comment section.
Yeah, sorry, this will be a shorter episode, it looks like.
But it was jam-packed with the content. We even talked about...
It was, and I'll try to read...
I got more shit to talk about, actually. There's an SCP-5000
fuck me.
game. In 5
no way. I know you mentioned something before, but I thought you said you didn't think it would finish.
This is a different one. Oh, you can't fucking say it.
Oh, okay.
People listen to this shit.
Oh, well... I didn't mean it like that. He didn't mean it like in a bad way. He meant it like, it looked like one of those things that would take a long time.
But yeah, it's on Kickstarter called SCP Pandemic. Apparently you play as like the
Okay,
GOC
to be fair,
during the 5,000 events.
I am very wary of Kickstarters. I don't want to endorse this before I research it.
I will not necessarily
but
endorse it. Look into it yourself. See, I've personally not funded
did
it.
Did the maker like talk to you about it in any way?
No one ever talks to Tanhony about anything. No one cares. Everyone just does what they want.
This is so sad. Tanhony, when people make games and books based on his things, they sleep. Tanhony, when he innocently makes an Among Us article.
I know.
Way to kill the wiki. Way to ruin the wiki.
Where's my Kickstarter for the SCP Among Us mod?
Wait, actually? Dude, if they put Photonus in Among Us, that'd be Pog. Alright, so again, I'm not going to endorse it, but there's a lot to read here. You guys can check it out. It's called SCP Pandemic. Look at it on your own, do your own research, but I am very wary of endorsing Kickstarters because I've personally backed a lot, and the thing with yeah. And the thing with Kickstarter, just from my experience, because I've backed a lot of projects, is some are legit and some are not, but you should just do your own research. But if this is legit, that's really freaking cool, Tan, and I'm happy for you.
Okay.
They mention if they get to $235,000, their last stretch goal.
Maybe they'll send one out to the old Tanhony.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, it would be really epic if you sent us one. Maybe we'll play it on the channel when it comes out.
Maybe
because this is the author. It could be pretty pog.
Come on, they didn't even. No one sent me any SCPs, so I didn't even get the fucking.
I love how the location's based in Boise, Idaho. That's like the last place I'd think of gaming stuff being done. That's kind of based. Idaho's like a very kind of rural-ish area where they grow potatoes. If you didn't know,
I know. I'm
so
there right
now. Usually all the tech stuff happens on the coast, so that's why it's funny.
But yeah, maybe if you're making an SCP game or any sort of SCP media, maybe you want to send one to old Tanhony.
Yeah, Melissa
Please,
is making. God. I don't know if it's SCP related, but Melissa on our server made I don't want to butcher it, but like a Roblox mod game thing that is apparently popular. They were talking about it for a while, so maybe. Yeah, we always love to hear the stuff you guys are up to. Like Anomalous, our editor, who is amazing, he makes videos on YouTube. If you haven't seen them, you should check them out, and those are really cool too. We love seeing stuff that you guys make as well. And on our Discord, we have a...
We just paid Anomalous an exposure.
Shut the fuck up. One day, Anomalous, I swear we will do right by you. I'm sorry we're broke. Please. But on our Discord server, there's a plug zone channel where you can plug your own projects. And honestly, unless it's a new article, which I can't read because of the podcast, I usually check them out. Like, I check out White Guard's interviews sometimes. Those are really cool. When people post, like, other stuff they work on, I love to see it. And if you want to post your SCPs, other people on the server will probably look at them. I just can't, because obvious. But yeah, you should come hang out with us. And I guess we should read comments now. Or is there anything else you want to bring up? Like the SCP manga, 5,000 manga series.
Nothing I can think of.
The Your Turn to Die style spin-off with the 05. God, speaking of Your Turn to Die, if you guys aren't watching that, you should watch that. That series is a banger. That game is intense. Tanhony got a little frustrated with me last time because I was kind of slow and I thought we were doing a part wrong. We were trying to get through an investigation. Oh, man. You remember that?
I do. It was yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Wait, really? Oh, no. God. I remember it so bad.
I was gaslighting.
Wait, it was 2 days ago. That's right, because yesterday you didn't want to record.
Yeah, because I was angry at you. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wait, really?
No. I just gaslit you again.
I knew that. Fuck. Alright, I'm going to read all the comments now and stop stalling.
Okay.
Rather Unknown says, let's play the Discovering SCP drinking game. Every time Tanhony says something chuny, take a shot. Every time the episode isn't about SCP, take a shot. Every time the podcast has its final episode, take a shot.
This is the last episode, by the way.
Oh dear. You're already dead, huh? You fucking Jingoklu says, can you read SCP-5128 next? I swear to God, that's their name. It's UFUKCANGENCOGLU.
I'm sorry, but we didn't read it next. Maybe you can read it later.
Quaker Button knows 128 says, it'd be funny if the Global Sky God was part of the Cactusverse. Cactus wrote that one, right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Shythalia says, it's okay, Darnell. I have a shitty memory, too. I already forgot what this episode's SCP is all about, even. I should probably go to bed. It is interesting to me that, now that we've gone later in the series, I mentioned this, I think, last time or the time before, but it's no longer 3 to 4 SCPs an episode. It's this episode's SCP now. Because they always take the whole episode.
Exactly, yeah. This is why the SCP Wiki is going downhill. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the real reason, because... No. Anyone who says the SCP Wiki is going downhill as a result of an article both does not understand how communities work, and
probably
is
does
also
not read
cringe.
SCP.
Yeah, and probably doesn't write SCP even. They probably are a tertiary experiencer, like myself.
Yeah. Get back to your Roblox server. Sorry.
A Comedy Man Kelp says, SCP hot take, I think every SCP Wiki user should give me $1 million.
He's right.
So, Tanhony, get on that.
I'm not a user, I'm a owner.
I'm not a user, I'm an abuser. Smoke cigarette.
You just gave Twitter the fuel to cancel me.
Oh, I meant drug abuser, not person abuser.
Well, see which one I am now.
Oh, God. Jimmy's Colossal Nuts.
You.
I read the name before I thought about it. Based. Put a timestamp and said, I don't quite remember the name, but there was an SCP podcast on Spotify that ran from late 2018 to mid 2020. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was SCP Cafe, I'm pretty sure. I really love
Yeah, so they're a little bit ahead of us. Yeah. Maybe we could, whoever ran it, maybe we could get a hold of them and have them on or something. I just say shit. Don't take my shit as promises, but I like having guests on when we can. A bush from the island of Borneo says, I'm hyped as hell for you guys doing the Cactusverse, and hopefully DJ Cactus will finish it when you guys get around to 6666. As for recommendations, I propose 4831. It's a pretty good one. It's reminiscent of a Twilight Zone episode, in my opinion. Nice. Good Day says, this was incredibly toony, I love it. I've never really gotten into the Cactusverse, but this has got me pretty excited. I shall be watching for the next Cactusverse episode with the utmost interest. Do not disappoint me, Holder boys.
Sorry.
To be fair, this was a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Maybe Death Knife's canon to the Cactusverse, you can say.
Dude, Cactus? Cactus, alright, so we've confirmed you watched these Cactus. Cactus,
I can confirm he watched the last one, but that's because I pinged him on Twitter. So let's see if he replies.
Are you serious? The whole point of the literal whole point of the episode, Tan, of the experiment was to see if he watched it, and you pinged him on Twitter.
I'm attention seeking.
You really are, and I'm going to shoot you in the head for that. I thought he was actually a viewer of this podcast. You piece of crap. How dare you, Tan? How dare you?
Let's see if he replies to this one.
But anyway, yeah, let us know if Death Knife is in the Cactusverse, and if he's not, let us know why you're a bad writer.
Yeah, let us know why. Let us know what you're thinking. Are you crazy?
Banker Paul says, my son, question mark? I'm so proud of you for having the confidence to share your hot takes.
Thanks, Dad.
And the Start Clever name here says, another recommendation that was listened to? Us discovering SCP fans are eating well.
Every episode at this point. I can't pick anything if it's not been recommended.
You're not wrong. This is actually my first time hearing 4812, and it is quite a good one. However, I think that I could easily take down all 3 of the great profanities because I am simply built different. True.
He's right.
Brandon Hamilton, a week late, comments, had a fun time this episode. Thanks for having me on this week. Even though he was not indeed on that episode.
Well, you just never saw him.
Oh, you're right. JTKC says, oh boy, I love me some Cactusverse. Some people find it very long, me, but I really love the overall narrative Cactus has made, especially with 6666 giving a big climax of the series. Can't wait for 4840 and the rest. Another bussin' episode with the boys indeed. By the way, you guys did the Anti-Memetics Division, but didn't finish it, so I'd like my assassination refunded, Darnell. Hope you guys get back to it soon, but I get that there's a lot of stuff to cover, especially with you guys starting Cactusverse. Also, I just found out today that Quantum has Anti-Memetics Division as a hard copy book on Amazon, so that's neat. Quantum is based. I follow them on Twitter. They shouted us out. They joined our server for a second and then left, which was kind of sad, but I assume they ran out of server space. But Quantum, you're cool, and if you're listening to this, hit me up. I'd love to have you.
Almost definitely not.
Why not? What's wrong with Quantum?
I just mean almost definitely not listening to this podcast.
Well, they listened to our antimemetics one.
That was
I guess that was like theirs.
They're
Yeah,
not listening
that's a
about
good point.
Death Knife.
Hey! Don't you dare say that about Death Knife.
Sorry.
You son of a
sorry.
bitch. You take that back.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, Quantum, if someone pings you for this one, because we're not testing you like Cactus, then, and if you have any interest, let us know, and maybe we could do an episode with you going back to more Anti-MX Division. We'd love to have you. But if not, no big deal. Just figured I'd offer the olive branch. Raul Alves says, not gonna lie, the first time I read Wrath, I was confused a lot by it. That is, until I gave the rest of the Cactus Verse articles a chance. Not only I enjoyed the ride, but also I'm trying, as of
for
6666 release. Wow. 6666 keeps bringing up a lot.
It's a new Cactus song.
Pierce everything of the story in my own interpretation while trying to write some of the most important points in the narrative in my notebook. Also, here's some SCP.
Fuck's sake.
You did that on purpose. Don't pretend you didn't.
I didn't. I swear I didn't. Dark Knife.
SCP-5175 Dark Knife. Oh, wait. You're right, you didn't. We did Death Knife.
Yeah.
So we're
this,
good.
From another universe. I swear
A35
I
Data
didn't see
Expunged
this.
released. This is Series 1, so feel free to ignore it or not. And Tails, keeping it chill with your homies at the SCP Foundation and Fear Alone. Thank you all, Dan, and all the guests for
You're right,
making
Daniel.
my day a lot more brighter. Aw, I'm glad we can make your day brighter, man. I appreciate that. I'm sending you much love.
I'm making a heart symbol with my fingers.
Yeah, me too. Land says, DJ Cactus, more like DJ Cactus. Boom, 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 boom,
For experiments.
Ba-da-dum.
I see what you just fucking posted under that.
Wait, what did he say? You know that man that's reading is... Wait. You know man that's reading is named Tanhony, right?
I love the idea of describing me as the man that's reading.
The funny thing about Tan is he's like the least horny guy I know, too. I cannot think of anything remotely sexual he has ever said one time.
Yeah, I keep that shit to myself.
Exactly, like a normal person.
Like
We
a
all could
human.
learn a thing or two. Yeah. I do not get the really intensely horny and like over information sharing culture of the internet. It's very weird to me.
Yeah, I don't need to know.
Exactly. War Eagle 21, based as fuck username, says, "Hello, Mr. 4972 and the holder of Darnell. It is good to be listening to your podcast once again. So, the Cactus Verse. I just finished rereading the relevant SCPs. Darnell, you are in for an epic journey. You may need the bone claws of a questing beast to survive it. Thanks. At the moment of reading this comment, what are your top 3 favorite SCPs covered? Tanhony, same question. That is way too fucking hard.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I have the
don't
same
remember
problem
what
when
we
people
fucking
ask my
covered.
anything any. First, we haven't covered everything. Second, there's a difference between which ones are my personal favorites and which ones I think are the best written. If you allow me that distinction, I think I could name 3 favorites. But you have to remember, it's between the ones I remember, and they're just my personal favorites, not even the ones I necessarily think are the greatest articles, alright?
I
But,
don't like any of
if you
these
give me
fucking
that,
things.
my 3 favorites would probably be Cassie. I really liked Cassie. It's not really an article, but Datto as a whole, I really liked. And, can I count that as an SCP? He's sort of an
go for
SCP.
it.
Okay, and then, honestly, it'd be somewhat of a tie between, like, the, God That's Easily Fooled, or Death Knife, or Dark Blade, like one of those chuny ones. But there are so many good ones, and I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but those are the 3 I'll go with. What about you, Tan?
I don't know, really.
And it's of the ones covered, too.
Yeah.
You liked Anantashisha a lot, right? Would that be one of them?
Not especially Bonta Seashore. I like Site 13.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good one. What about 4000?
Oh, yeah, I really like 4000, actually. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, 4000 will be my number 3 as well. That is a really good one.
And the Department of Abnormalities as well. I really like them.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Have you seen the yellow sign? Says big fat spoiler warning. Oh, should I not read this?
Yeah, maybe not.
All right, I'm not reading that one. But just know that Tan will read it and I will not. Just to be careful.
Yeah, let's leave that one for now.
All right. Adoxish B says, everyone who says the Cactus Verse is bad should eat some grass. I mean, they're allowed to give bad taste, of course. I don't mean to insult anyone. It says after insulting everyone like a Chad. Good episode, by the way. Edit. Oh my god, your only human contact was Tanhony? I can understand why Darnell is very angry at the comments. Haha, this was a joke. Please don't kill me, Tan.
Look
Yeah,
at
do you
your
guys
body.
see now?
You see those seams
I
your
swear to
body? I just
God-
sliced you into 5 pieces.
I swear, before coronavirus, I used to be funny. I don't think I have been funny in 2 years now. And my
I've been
only
only-
contact is Tanhony.
I've only become funnier. I've been draining it all.
It's true, he's been taking it all. That's why all my jokes are just Tanhony bits now. I even shamelessly stole his bit about domain expansion and used it on another server.
What?
You saw that, remember?
Yeah, I did.
When I did like the domain expansion Darnell's World and you were like, I see you're copying my funny. That's how he's affected me. I swear to God, I used to have a personality. Now I just say things out of my
become
mouth without
Tanhony.
thinking. I have become Tanhony, and I'm damn ashamed. Andriana Reniva says, Cactus said his MCU like SCP universe is meant to be a fantasy epic. I thought it was an SCP mythology, and I guess it is. I gotta respect the ambition and passion, but I say fuck Cactus if he doesn't give Calvin Lucian a break. But he's got problems with verbal economy more so than I, and he seems kinder than Darnell? Okay. So love to Cactus Andre. Oh, okay, dude. I think they're mad at me because I told them on the Discord to stop calling me daddy. But I don't know. I don't think I'm that mean. But all right.
Maybe
Cactus is a
just
very
so
cool
kind.
dude, though. That's true. Cactus is so kind. Unironically, I really enjoy having Cactus on. I know we've already had him on twice, but I would be willing to have him on again because he's just that cool. Boris WW says SCP hot take. I find Cactus verse extremely tedious. Ooh. Boris, I like Boris because he just says his opinions even though they're not popular, which I always respect when people are just honest instead of just going with the internet hive mind. I haven't really experienced Cactusverse, so I can't judge, and a lot of people seem to like it, but I appreciate that you don't like it, although I do find the wording extremely tedious to be a little degrading towards our boy Cactus. I feel like there might have been a better way to word it, but I can understand where you're coming from, and I respect you.
Nice.
Any comments on your end, Tan?
I can understand, like, if it's not your kind of thing as well. I personally really enjoy it, but I can see how people come.
Yeah, and I'll make a judgment when we get proper into it. I like that first part we read with like the 3 profanities. I'm very curious. I really like high fantasy stuff, so it's kind of exciting. Av's Best says, looking forward to 4840, smile.
Hi.
And then Thoughts, Experiments, and Other Stuff says, comment section day. Thought experiments and other stuff, you will be defeated. You crusade will not last. Tanhony, you don't understand. I am inevitable. Comment section day. Comedy man Kelp holding the evaporating brush from the island of What the fuck is this?
Language of the gods.
I'm sorry, I don't know where this is going. I'm just going to drop it there. But we love you, Thought Experiments. And then lastly, an anomalous writer, Day One Homie, says, into the Cactus verse, let's go. P.S. DJ Cactus knows what you did.
Anomalous snitched. That's what must have happened. Anomalous, you must have snitched, right?
You told me you pinged him on Twitter.
Well, he also snitched.
I suppose I'll have to kill you both, except Anomalous. He gets to live. Smile.
Just because you need Anomalous to edit.
Yes. Also, he's good. One day we will have Anomalous as a guest when the stars align and Tanhony's free for more than a 3-hour window. We'll make it happen, I swear.
But yeah. But that was...
And also...
Okay. Let's go.
You thought I was done? I'm still advertising, sweetie. I would like to... I want you guys to imagine a world, okay? Tanhony, would you like to give the pitch for the upcoming series?
Which one?
Yeah, I figured you might want to read like the document you sent us all about like the setting.
That's way too fucking long, but I'll sort of summarize it. So,
you receive a message on the internet, an advert pops up.
Yes.
All right.
Can we just sort of say what we're talking about? I don't really like this in-universe way of doing it.
Okay.
In the coming weeks, me, Darnell, and a couple of our friends are going to be doing a tabletop campaign based on the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime. We're going to be uploading the sessions here on the channel, so hopefully if you want to check it out, you can. I don't care if you check it out, really, because we're going to do it anyway.
But you should check it out because it's going to be hilarious. Tan will be our DM this time. I will be a player. Jack will be a player, you guys know, and our friend Stigma will be a player. And assuming nothing awful happens, we'll try to post weekly, but you know how scheduling with tabletops works. It might not be a perfectly consistent series, but we're going to probably see through to the end, because this group's already played through 2 previous Tan JoJo games, and we finished both of them. And we're going to be using the Over-Arms system, which is a rules-light tabletop system designed for Persona and JoJo-style tabletop gaming. And we've never tried it before. We're really excited. Excuse me. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's it.
hopefully the first episode will be up by like Monday-ish. I don't know exactly how long it'll take to edit. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
Bye.